Chapter 14. Excuses, Excuses. It was another Sabbath day. So, guess what happened next? Jesus was having dinner with a really rather important guy. He was a Pharisee, and everyone was watching him. Awkward. Suddenly, a man with super large legs struggled to his feet. His legs were all puffy and looked really uncomfortable. He waddled over to Jesus and stood in front of him. He kept on looking down at his legs and then up at Jesus. Legs, Jesus, legs, Jesus. Jesus turned around to the other Pharisees in the house and said, "Well now, it's the Sabbath. Should I heal this man?" They didn't say anything. They just watched. So Jesus healed the man and sent him away well. He could walk normally and his legs looked completely different. "All of you," Jesus said to the people after the man had gone, "you wouldn't leave your child in a well if they fell in on the Sabbath, would you? You'd pull them out right there and then." They still didn't say anything. They just looked at Jesus and pulled awkward faces. What could they say? Jesus looked around at them all and noticed how people had tried to sit in all the best seats, the ones nearest the front, leaving the second-rate seats at the back for other people. If you're invited to a wedding party, you really shouldn't take the best seat for yourself. What if someone more important than you's about to arrive? It'd be pretty embarrassing if you had to give up your seat because the person who invited you tells you to move. You'd probably end up sat on the floor. Think about it. If you're invited to a party and you start by taking the worst seat, then things will only improve. Think how much better you'd feel if you were invited to come and take a more important seat. If you always try to be more important, you'll end up less important. But if you're humble, then you'll be honored. Jesus turned around to face the rather important guy who'd invited him for dinner in the first place. He had a few words to say to him too. When you throw a party, don't invite all your mates, your family, and the people with all the money. If you do, they'll only invite you round to their place for another party and then you'll be even. Instead, invite the people who have nothing. The ones who are unwell, the ones who could never throw a party for you. There's no way they could ever be able to return the favour. But that doesn't matter. God will see what you did and bless you in the end. One of the men in the important seats spoke up. He puffed out his chest and spoke in his poshest voice. "Surely the best thing ever would be a seat at the party in God's kingdom." "Well, let me tell you a story," said Jesus. After preparing the most wonderful party and inviting loads of important people, a master sent a servant to let the guests know it was all ready. But everyone kept making excuses. "Oh, sorry, I'm busy. I need to try out my new cow." "Sorry, I just can't make it. I got married a few weeks ago." I'm sorry, I'd love to be there, but I need to clean up the poo in my stable. Sorry." When the master heard that people were making excuse after excuse, he said, "Right, go out again and invite everyone. Anyone. The poor people, the ill people, invite them all. Be as quick as you can." So the servant went out and told everyone he could find that they were invited to an incredible party. They couldn't wait to be there, but even when they all arrived, there was still loads of space for more guests. So the servant was told to go out again, down tiny roads, across fields and across town, to bring everyone he could find. "I don't want anyone to miss out," said the master. "There is so much here to share." But those who made excuses, they'll not get a single bit. Jesus had said all he could. He left the Pharisees' house. It was up to them now. Walking, walking, walking. There was a lot of walking to do to reach Jerusalem, and the crowds following Jesus on this journey grew every day. "You're bum is in my face. Ow! You need a bath. Listen, Jesus is going to say something important. Your elbow's in my eye. As he got a little bit closer to Jerusalem, he stopped and turned to face them all. Lots of the people near the back hadn't noticed that he stopped, and they all ran into each other. You can't follow me unless you really love me more than anyone, even more than your family, more than your friends. You can't follow me unless you love me more than your own life. You have to carry your own cross and come with me. It won't be easy. Wow. Just wow. Just imagine for a minute that you're trying to build a tall tower. First things first, you're going to need to do a few sums. How much is it all going to cost? Have you got the money? If you didn't do that, you'd get halfway through and then realise you couldn't finish the job. Then what? Well, everyone would laugh at you, wouldn't they? And your tower would be pretty useless. Imagine a king with 10,000 soldiers. If he sees 20,000 soldiers coming for him in the distance, shouldn't he decide if he thinks he can win before he sends his 10,000 to fight? If he can't win, then he should ask for peace instead. The cost would be too high if he tried to fight. You see, you can't be my disciple unless you're prepared to give away everything. I need all of you. Wow. Again. Take salt. It should be salty, right? If you put it on your food and it's good salt, you can taste it. But if it's not salty, it's useless. It's not even good enough to throw it out with the horse poo. People, if you can hear what I'm saying, then listen.